Now let's start understanding what is a data warehouse. As part of Master Snowflake, let's start understanding what is a data warehouse. Yeah, let's start understanding uh, what is a data warehouse. First important point, a data warehouse is a centralized repository or place where we store history of data or huge volumes of data for analysis purpose. Let me add some points here before deep dive before clear understanding of data warehouse. There are two concepts sitting OLTP and OLAP. OLAP. OLTP stands for online transaction online transaction processing. Example, take RDBMS, take RDBMS, maybe MySQL, maybe Oracle, maybe other database. Let's say we have business application. Example, e-commerce application. Let's take e-commerce application. In this, multiple people interacting, like log into oh, e-commerce web page, searching the items, adding to cart, removing from cart, purchasing items, and raising feedbacks, writing comments. Lot of activities they are going to do. So for all these activities, they are going to perform CRUD operations. Create means create, read, update, and uh, delete operations. So reading the data, writing the data, updating the data, deleting the data, these kind of activities, we call it as online transaction processing. So live data, we can say. Coming to OLTP, so let's say these kind of systems, multiple systems, we have multiple sources. End of the day, management, management, they are not technical people. For them, we want to show reports either in bar charts, pie charts, some other format. We have to show reports to them. Let's say city-wise sales or product-wise sales. We want to show to management in the form of reports. So management sees these reports. So what we are going to do? We are going to take one centralized repository called data warehouse, data warehouse. So we collect data from different sources. We collect data from different store sources. Then we store the data. So we are calling history of data or huge volumes of data. So we are storing this data using different analytical softwares. Mm, They will connect this history store, then they are going to generate reports. So to perform operations on this history of data is not that much easy. That's why we are using ETL tools. In our case, let's say transformation tool, DBT, DBT. So whatever these people expecting, same format, we apply transformations on this history data. Results we are going to store it into target tables. These target table, these analytic people going to use. Instead of hitting this entire history of data, these people going to connect the target tables, these target tables input for analytical people. So understanding OLAP means online analytical process. This is not live data. This data may be 1 day data or 1 week data, 1 month data, quarterly data, half yearly data, yearly data, 2 years data, 5 years data. It depends upon the business, how they are presenting reports. So based on them, we are going to store history of data into data warehouses. So data warehouse is a central repository from different sources, from different sources, uh, using different technologies. They store the data into data warehouse. Different data analytical people, not only data analytical people, like machine learning people, artificial intelligence people, our data warehouse become input to them, input to them. Okay, so data warehouse holds huge volumes of data sets or history of the data. On that data, what happens? Analysis happens. That's why we are calling online analytical process. So data warehouses comes under online OLAP systems. RDBMS comes under OLTP systems. Their live data is going, uh, inserts happening, updates happening, deletions happening, data creation happening. Lot of things live happening in that systems. So we have two categories. Our data warehouse comes under OLAP. In this OLAP, sorry, in this data warehousing, mainly we have these components. First one, ETL process. This is my data warehouse. Warehouse. This is my data warehouse. Let's say snowflake. First important concept is ETL process. So source. Source may be file system. Source may be RDBMS. Source may be cloud file system. ETL. ET extraction, transformation, and loading. Loading. So they you connect sources, they perform transformations, then transformed results, they're going to load it into our data warehouse. Here, people uses different concepts like Python, PySpark, AWS data engineering services like Glue, Azure data engineering services, GCP data engineering services, multiple concepts industry uses like Informatica. Multiple tools are present and they connect to different sources, then they load data into data warehousing. Another one, storage. This is our central store. Here we are going to store huge volumes of data. Next one, access layer. Once data is stored, we want to analysis on this data. Then access layer. There are multiple interfaces available to connect with data warehouses. Example, any retail company uses data warehouse for storing their history of data. End of the day, they want to do analysis. Let's say future in nearby a festival is coming, Christmas festival. They want to perform analysis on the uh, data or items or products in their retail stores, region wise, last 10 years data. They will apply machine learning algorithms. They will do analysis on product wise. Let's say in Hyderabad, what products are selling more in Hyderabad, in Miapur area, which products are selling more. Such kind of analysis they are going to do on this history data, and so that they will get a clear clarity what kind of items in particular area people preferring, so that this retail company owners maintaining sufficient stock to improve their sales. Such kind of analysis they are going to perform on this central data or history of data. Yeah. Now let's understand what are limitations of existing or traditional data warehousing systems. Traditional data warehousing systems. First limitation is scalability. If we take uh, HP Vertica, Teradata, Vertica, Teradata, and multiple top data warehousing systems, they have a limitation in cluster size. They have a limitations in cluster size. So because of that, you cannot store more than that cluster data. You can create multiple clusters, but even though that multiple clusters having also a limitation. So scalability is the main limitation in traditional data warehousings. So to avoid those problems, nowadays cloud data warehousing systems were invented. Because of that, our Snowflake, I said, it separates storage separately, processing separately. Storages, it is using cloud storage system. That's why cloud data warehousing systems, cloud storages do not have a limitations. It means our Snowflake do not have a limitation. Second one, cost. Let's say I am expecting lots of huge volumes of data. I developed a e-commerce project and I am expecting lots of data. That's why I set up a huge cluster for my data warehouse. I purchased hardware, I purchased a lot of things, I recruited many people. But initially, up to 1 year, my business is not grown. Very less data I have. But still, you have to pay money to hardware, softwares for licensing. You have to pay salaries to employees. Lot of limitations too. Performance wise also we have a limitation. Let's say you have one file with 10 GB data. That 10 GB data is stored in a single machine. So whenever you apply SQL query, single machine is responsible to process that 10 GB data. There is no distributed and parallel processing. So uh, performance wise also traditional data warehousing having a limitation, and maintenance cost is high. You have to recruit multiple people for different operations like administration purpose and networking purpose, operating system purpose, and other administrators. Maintenance is too high, and other problems are flexibility too. If you are if you are adding new features, you have to put your uh, data warehouse in maintenance mode. In maintenance mode, you cannot do any other operations. So until you upgrade, if there is anything happens in your upgrade, you have to resolve. Until that resolution time, you cannot do anything. Lot of limitations available in traditional data warehousing technologies. So first, our Snowflake resolves all these limitations. It supports all these kind of components and it resolves all these limitations. So mainly data warehousing purpose to store to store history of data, and data warehousing's main purpose is OLAP, online analytical purpose or process. On this analysis happens, so our data warehousing data become input to data analytics, machine learning, and artificial intelligence. Our downstreams are data analysis people, machine learning people, and artificial intelligence people.